Hello everyone and welcome to KnightCraft Gaming. Today we're going to be going over the faction system in our faction PvP server. The first thing I'll be outlining is as a faction owner you have access, and as well as any members, to the fshow command. Now this basically outlines the information regarding your faction, such as your description, how you have your joining set up, if an invitation is required or not, your land power, max power, which we'll be going over in more detail in a moment, your total land value, your bank, as well as allies, enemies, and members. This video is going to be specifically based around how to claim faction land, some of the benefits of that, and what to look out for. So the first thing we're going to notice is right now as I walk into this little square I've built, you'll notice that it says Studio 54, Owner Little Goth Kid. This is one claim block of faction territory. Every time you claim land as a faction, it'll always take up one square such as this. Now this is not based on your character's location, but actually a predestined grid on the server. So once you actually claim some land, it's always good to get an idea of what area you've actually claimed before building. You never want to build a structure first and claim afterwards, otherwise half of your building may not be under that protection you set. Now the command to set owner of the actual territory is going to be fowner and then the name of the player. So here I was already added to this. If I type my name in again, I'm actually removed as ownership. Now every time you claim land, it should just give you a generic message such as the actual faction name. The reason why you may want to set owners is to actually protect that from other faction members. You may have some areas that you use to store all the faction goods. That'll protect it so only one or multiple individuals can actually access those items. Now if you have ownership set to one of your members, any administrative owners or mods in the faction can access that chest as well, aside from the person that is listed as owner. Now the way that you actually claim land originally, first we'll unclaim this to give you the idea, unclaim, and you can imagine it is as simple as claim. This will actually take ownership of this block, and then you can add any ownership you want and start building on the faction. Now this block that I just claimed is 1 power. You may recall we were looking at the fshow message earlier, and we actually have some information there regarding land, power, and max power. Now right now we are set at 50 land. That means we have 50 spots such as this claimed. We have the ability to do 135 at the moment with a maximum ability of 140. Now you may notice that the middle number and the right number are different than each other. The reason for that is every player contributes 10 power to your faction. Every time they die, they lose power. You regain power by being logged in, as well as PvP with other players and winning. Now, if you have any members in your faction that have not logged in for some duration, they may be kicked from the server in the future. This is reasons why you always want to make sure that you're watching and maintaining your land power and max power. You never want to overclaim too much land. One of the downsides to this is, hypothetically, if you had 10 land claimed and 10 power, and one of your members died, that means you don't have enough power to protect your land. Any other faction could basically walk to that area and claim that land because you were not able to power it enough, and they are now the rightful owners of that property. So just one of those things you always want to be careful of. The last thing I'll be ending this video with is just going over a recommendation on how to build your faction. Once the property is claimed, no other standard members in the server can actually destroy any blocks. So if I built a base here, no one could actually break it with any tools or weapons. The only side effect to that is even though you can't destroy or place blocks in this area, you may notice if I had my building basically out to here, you would have the option of putting TNT here and blowing a hole. One way around that is to use obsidian, as you can see here. Now obsidian has a great function of not being able to be blown up by TNT. So using this as a shell around your base is a great way to protect it from people who are trying to grief your base or loot any items. Again, you can build your base out of anything, but our recommendation is always obsidian to be on the safe side. Obsidian can be found naturally in caverns. You can also purchase it from players or from the store shop area. Now, if you have any additional questions regarding factions on our server or any recommendations for any videos regarding KnightCraft, please comment below on the YouTube channel. You can also visit knight-gaming.com, register on our forums. We're always looking for any suggestions, comments, or feedback. And as well, if you have any questions in-game, you can always type /who to see who's logged in. If you see any names such as blue, red, or black names, that lets you know of any admins, admins, moderators, and owners that are currently logged in, and you can ask them directly. Again, the forums are checked daily as well, so always a great last resort if you're unable to get in touch with anyone. Well, just want to wish you farewell and hope you all have a great night and enjoy playing. Later.